Summer 2002, an accomplished and nationally recognized 18-year-old Davin Joseph left his hometown Hallandale, Florida for Norman, Oklahoma, where he was recruited as a defensive lineman.
Of course, I was promised that I could wrestle and play football. It didn't quite happen that way. Coach Stoops really didn't want me to go into wrestling. He said, "You're good enough for football to be your career. And so you need to invest in the off season." For me, that decision was pretty easy. Football, I love the sport. You know, and I do have love for wrestling, but I'm in love with football.
Davin's love for football continued to grow as he switched from the defensive line to offensive guard.
That's when I really felt like that was my fit. Coach Kevin Wilson is my offensive line coach, and he helped me make that transition from defensive lineman to offensive lineman.
While adapting on the field, Davin also adapted well off the field to his new home in Norman.
Once he got to Oklahoma, he had hit a group of people and a community where everybody's really close-knit. Those people helped to mold him.
Well, I met Davin when he was 18. He was a freshman at OU, and I always call him an old soul. He's just got a real generous heart, a hard worker.
You know, it's a great place, you know, college town, and everything you know, as a football player, you always dream about.
December 1st, 2003, Davin celebrated an undefeated second season with his fellow Sooners.
And it's a 10-yard TD. Easily has the first down. Comes to his right, gives to Peterson. Over right tackle, hands off to Peterson. Oh, what a great move!
Takes the handoff. P1 goes down the middle.
But the next battle Davin would deal with would be off the field and alone, as his high school sweetheart gave birth to his son, Ali Richard Joseph, back in Hallandale.
He had Champ once he was in college, and it was tough for him.
It was a bittersweet year. Of course, I was experiencing something new at OU, undefeated season, and going to a national championship game. But I wasn't home to be there for my child to be born. It was tough not being there for his mother. It was tough not being there for him.
I know when something right in his life, and I know when something wrong in his life.
I made a decision to stay at OU because I felt like it was going to give me the best opportunity to be somebody for him.
I gave him advice. I tell him, you know, from the beginning, this is the way life is.
It was a struggle, but thank God he had the people in his life.
My parents are a blessing, and my mom and my dad really helped raise Champ. They cut hours at work, piled up a lot of debt on credit cards. They really went all out.
I give them what I could, the best that I could.
Having that going on at home, I really had to make OU work. I had to make it work for me, and then of course work for them.
April 29th, 2006. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers drafted Davin in the first round. And as Davin celebrated being closer to his son, another battle developed legally as he faced what he felt was a court system focused on finances versus the well-being of his child.
His mom was getting to a place where I didn't believe that Champ was in a safe home. You know, the main issue that we really didn't see eye to eye on was drug use. It's disappointing, you know, to experience the court system for a male. It seems like the only place in his son's or in his child's life is only financial. It seems like it's the only support that's desired. There is not an opportunity, very slim opportunity, for a father to really be involved in their kids' lives. Of course, here I am, you know, football player, don't have much experience in raising a kid, trying to get custody of my son.
There have been times in his life where he was told that, you know, just give it up. And he, you know, that's just not him.
It was a tough road. It was probably the worst experience of my life, of really not having any concrete proof, but knowing in your heart that where he was just wasn't the best place for him. And so I fought that tough fight, you know, in a situation where I really didn't have much of a chance.
February 3rd, 2008. In the midst of settling his custody issues with Ali's mother, Davin welcomed the birth of his second son, Eli John Joseph.
The birth of Eli was really a special time for me because he took me from being a good dad to trying to strive to be a great dad. He really caused me to really put my pride to the side and do what's right. It wasn't until February 2009 when I hired a private investigator to really look into her life and what she was doing with her time that I was able to prove that she wasn't a fit parent for him at the time. And so at that time I was given temporary custody and basically told in so many words, you need to go to mediation to see how we can get him his mom better so he can go back to living with his mom.
Davin continued to fight for his son without resolution until March 2010 when the courts finally awarded him full custody of Ali.
It was a relief to be done with that phase. My transition at home was my biggest concern.
He has to be, kind of the mom and the dad. So he has a lot of responsibilities.
I want to be the perfect dad, but of course I'm not. I'm not going to be perfect. I want to be there for my kids and everything they go through, but it's hard.
Coming in Journey to the Field Part 3, we go one-on-one with Davin the father, Davin the philanthropist, and Davin the pancake-blocking offensive lineman.
The part that people don't know or understand the most about being offensive lineman is we do all the hitting.